Hello, welcome back to episode 3 of the Hangtime Fusion Podcast. Today we have no special guest, but it's still me and
Rip.
Jonathan.
Yep, I'm right here.
And today we're going to be discussing the next ride for a few parks, starting with Cedar Point
All right.
and the 150th anniversary.
Okay. Cedar Point is it looks like an amazing park, one of the best in the world. They have a really strong collection. They have Steel Vengeance Maverick. And while I don't consider Steel Vengeance to be the best coaster in the world, I feel like it has gotten a bit overrated by all the like the younger enthusiasts.
Top Thrill Dragster is better.
Dragster looks straight, just too short though, and then Millennium Force looks. I think it just looks too overhated. Just like people go for like a really like.
Hold up, my finger's bleeding. You can continue the topic. I'm gonna be right back.
All right, technical difficulties. Please stand by. Anyways, I think Millennium Force, it looks too overhated. Like people want like airtime, like intensity, and like Millennium Force, its goal is just to give us a smooth, fun ride, and just people overlook that. And if you just look past all the hate it gets, it looks like really just a fun, simple ride that everyone can enjoy. And Hangtime Thrills is AFK for now, so I don't know what to say, but and here's something that Cedar Point kind of struggles with. They're pretty landlocked. They sit on a peninsula right near Lake Erie, and so there's not really space to improve though. Expand, I meant. Sorry. So I'm thinking maybe they could like take out Cedar Creek Mine Ride or like one of their smaller rides, maybe put in like some flat rides there or something. But what am I doing talking about flat rides? I want to get to the major coaster. So I've heard they're building like a boardwalk area around here. Boardwalk area. And they're talking about like relocating Wicked Twister to another like smaller Cedar Fair park. I don't see that happening just because it's like a record breaker, but I could see it maybe like relocated to a different part of the park, like maybe further down if they do decide to go to the boardwalk. And now
I'm back.
Hello. And so if I see maybe for the 2020 edition, 2021 edition, I could see them doing something like those like boardwalk Gerstlauer Eurofighters, like Iron Shark or
yes, yeah,
or like what's the other one in New Jersey? I'm blanking on it. I know
Iron Shark. I mean Tantrum.
Tantrum and Darien. Like Hydra. Yes, that's what it was. Hydra. Wait, no, I think it's Hydrus.
It's Hydra.
It's Hydrus. But I could see one of those, like in their newly expanded boardwalk area, but like way souped up, so there would be like kind of a Takabisha style launch. Maybe part of it would like go over water, and I could see it really be very phenomenal and like possibly even the best Eurofighter. And hopefully it has lap bars.
Yeah, I also had a thought. This is extremely unlikely, but I thought since the ride turned 30 years old, which will be 2 years ago, I thought that they would be giving Magnum a really big rehaul. Like they would keep the name, but they would give it like completely new Morgan track.
Morgan retrack. I agree. Maybe
Morgan retrack, B&M trains, like more support. So
B&M trains, like Steel Dragon. Yeah, I can see that, but that's not really just a new addition. That's just like refurbishing an old ride.
Yeah, like I think I would count that as a new credit because of like the whole trains, and it's kind of a new experience with like the new track, no trim.
I think they could put in some like new effects in the tunnel.
I agree with that.
Maybe some station music.
Yeah, like as much as I dislike the ride itself, I have to admit like the run of the Airtime Alley at the end is like one of the best experiences I've ever had on a coaster.
Yeah.
Like Airtime and not just any.
Magnum looks like a true piece of history. I think it looks like a solid coaster. And a solid every new concept has to start pretty humble. So Magnum just went 200 feet and did a pretty basic layout after that. New Texas Giant doesn't have any inversions. Everything's got start super simple.
Yeah.
Although I have a perfect spot where they could put an inversion on NTG.
Same. I think that they really should. They wouldn't change the name, but just market it as have a new inversion to it. I have a thought they would change one of those overbank turns at the beginning. So you start as an overbank, then you just keep twisting, then you go in a 0G roll.
Yeah. But yeah, and then another thing I could see. This is pretty ambitious, but I could see them getting something from SNS.
Which park?
What?
Which park?
Cedar Point. I could see them going for SNS. They could make an SNS Hypercoaster, kind of like a Steel Curtain at Kennywood.
Yeah, what I think are the best launch coasters are SNS. The compressed air ones over in China, OCT Thrust. I think that would
Ompa, Max Force, those all look great.
Yeah, that would be a great fit. But then they also have Top Thrills, so they would need a really good layout after the launch. That's not focusing on the launch.
Yeah, because that's kind of the struggle with Dodo Ompa is it looks like the launch looks spectacular, but the rest of the ride just looks boring.
I agree.
And then here's the most ambitious thing I could think of. An SNS fourth dimension coaster like Izunaika or Dinoconda. So
that's extremely unlikely. That would be awesome though.
Yeah, so my idea would be it would have special effects like on-ride audio and maybe fire. So it basically combine Izunaika's ride experience with
X2?
Yeah, with X2's special effects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I could see that. And then another thing I could see is maybe they rip out Gemini, maybe putting a Bean and Flying coaster for So here's my idea for Bean and Flyer. It'd basically be kind of themed to Apocalypse. Where you come across an old abandoned government facility that is now being hid out as a hideout settlement or whatever, and you have to escape using your aircraft, which is the Bean and Flying Coaster train. There will be a whole pre-show for it, and the audio on the lift hill. It'd be cool.
Yeah. So now that we're done with Cedar Point, we've discussed the OC SNS air launch, SNS, blah blah blah, all that stuff.
I could also.
What do you think?
I could also see the dueling GCI hybrid. But
yes, that would be crazy. Just remove Gemini.
Yeah.
So now that we're done with that, do you want to discuss Kings Island and their next coaster?
Kings Island, I think maybe probably an RMC. This is what I'm going for, RMC.
Now hold up, I can tell you one thing, and that's for sure.
What?
Kings, if they get an RMC, it has to be ground up for a few reasons. First of all, Beast is a Ace Coaster landmark. They will not do that.
Do not mess with Beast.
Racer, they have Chad Showalter, the guy of the park. I forget what he is, but he's just the guy of the park. He has stated that RMC will not be doing anything with them. I mean with Racer. And if they do get an RMC, it would have to be a ground up, either a Woody or a Raptor T-Rex.
Yeah.
And Mr. Way too new to be RMC'd, so that it would have to be ground up.
Maybe in 50 years, maybe the newer GCIs would have to be RMC'd.
Yeah.
GCI would become the Din Corporation of 2050.
I know. And then also, I have a strange thought. Well, it's not really strange, but like, they wouldn't do this because it wouldn't like bring any new attendance. But tear down Woodstock Express and replace it with one of those new gravity groups like Oscar's Wacky Taxi, Kentucky Flyer.
Yeah, or Switchback. I doubt they would do a shuttle because like Dorney Park is rumored to get one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could also see them maybe doing overhaul to like Flight of Fear to make it more like thematic, kind of like they would.
Yeah, like 72. Like, that thing needs a major rehaul. It's extremely rough.
Yeah, so they would get new premiere trains. They'd probably like retheme the whole thing where it's like now it's like super like immersive and all that.
Yeah, kind of like more to fit Area 72 and not like the game.
Kind of like what like Magic Mountain did with Apocalypse, but like they would just like retheme it to fit Area 72.
That thing also needs a retrack in a few spots. Like, it's strange to say that, but like it's just extremely rough.
Maybe there'd be like a short little show before you launch, and then like onboard audio and all that. Like composed by like a new score composed by INAPPROPRIATE or something like that. That would be really cool. Like a pre-show, and there would be like cue ushers, and I think they could if they executed it well, they could definitely go I'd like to see Cedar Fair. I mean, they're like a giant amusement park train. They're no Six Flags, so they can afford theming. I'd like to start seeing their take on like super like immersive theme. I'm not saying like Disney level theming, but maybe like around the theming level of like SeaWorld or like Universal or something like that. Where they put in like more dark rides and
like this isn't a coaster, but there are rumors going around that KI is gonna put in a SNS Screamin' Swing into Area 72.
Oh, so I've never ridden an SNS Screamin' Swing before.
Neither have I.
They look like super fun rides, though. I've ridden.
Yeah, I agree. They look super fun.
The closest flat ride I can compare them to are the Zamperla Giant and Giga Discoveries. I've ridden two. I've ridden both types of these models. The Giga Discovery is definitely better, but I mean it provides such great the Zamperla Discoveries provides such great airtime once it reaches their max height.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact: do you want to know the only kind of flat rides that actually manage to like terrify me? I'm like, no.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so first off, it's the Sky Coasters, the one where they like strap you in and bring in.
I love Sky Coasters. I've only done the one at KI, but I've done that like 5 times. I love it. Yeah,
that kind of freaks. I also get super scared by like slingshots.
I have never done one of those. Yeah,
I'm kind of scared to do it. I should do. Do you think I should do?
I will do one. I'm gonna do the one at KI eventually, but like I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah. So once this whole virus clears up, and I'm expecting it to clear up like soon, like around like maybe end of May.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that park's gonna open like mid-May, end of May, and then Cedar Fair and Six Flags will be like early July.
That's around what?
Early
July. That's around the time I'm going to Ohio. So
I meant early June.
Bad. Early June. Because if they open early July, then like I would have to delay my Cedar Point trip. Because I'm actually. Oh, also, do you want to be there for my 14th birthday party at Kings Island?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna be celebrating. I wanted to celebrate it at Cedar Point, but I just couldn't make time, so I decided why not like celebrate it at Kings Island. We could ride like Mystic Timbers, and like at the top of the lift hill, we would sing Happy Birthday, but like on the top of, but like when we get to the top of the lift hill, we go like Happy Birthday to you, and then it drops. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. So, anyways, back to when this virus clears up. I want Six Flags Fiesta Texas has a slingshot, and I want to try it out. I was going to try it out when I went to Fiesta Texas with my enthusiast friends, who including Dominic and Tyler. I just chickened out, and one of my friends, his name is Colton. He's the one I always got like all ragey about and like and such. He
Demon?
Yeah, he was he was on board with me by saying like, oh no. So yeah, I need to do a Be Brave challenge. Fun fact, I've actually done a Be Brave challenge before. It was on Riddler's Revenge. That's what got me into my love for giant discoveries. Is I think it's like the Be Brave compilation number 18. I'm in it, and I do a Be Brave challenge on my first Zamperla discovery.
Nice.
Yeah, it was last summer. It was fun. I feel like I appreciated Over Texas a lot more last summer. Like, it was, like, the park was just so much better then.
Yeah.
Like, now I feel like, I feel into it. It's probably just because I've gotten bored of it. It's like,
yeah, like,
they have a really good ride collection. Like, their ride collection, they got some really great rides in there. Like, Titan, Texas Giant. But, yeah. And so for you said you wanted to do like a holiday world. Where could something go?
Yes.
Holiday.
This is not like a new coaster. I could definitely see Legend getting the GCI refurb. Like, a bunch of people love it, but like their Ghost Rider refurb. I mean, honestly, it's incredibly rough. It's like way too rough to enjoy.
Honestly, every wooden coaster there is underrated except for Voyage. Like, Voyage gets talked about way too much, and like none of the other, like, Raven doesn't get talked about enough. Legend doesn't get talked about.
Sir, allow me to tell you something right now. You are crazy. Raven and Legend, if anything, they get way too much talk. They're both not equally bad, but they're both not good rides. Legend is one of my least favorite coasters ever. Like, it has good laterals, but no airtime, and so rough. Like, the jackhammering, like, you will be surprised if you don't come off with a headache.
Yeah, I actually came off with when I rode American Eagle at Six Flags Great America. I came off with an immediate headache, like, because I couldn't even put my hands up because it was just so rattly, and I couldn't enjoy it at all.
Yeah, and then
Judgeway Scream is way better. Like, at least Judgeway Scream is actually tolerable, but it's more tolerable toward the front than the back.
Yeah, that's like the same with Racer.
And surprisingly, I put I think like Rip Ride Rocket. I like put Rip Ride Rocket over American Eagle because like Rip Ride Rocket has a rattle, but like it's enjoyable. You know what I mean? Like. Have you ever like went on a coaster and thought like the rattle, like it was rattly, but like in a really good way that like made the ride more intense and better? Like the rattle.
I wouldn't say good way, but like I just say like it wasn't that bad. Yeah.
In my opinion, if like Hulk and Rip Ride Rocket, they have strong rattles, but like the rattle makes like the ride better and more intense. So does X2.
I have a question for you because I don't remember it from your top 26. Which one do you prefer, Hagrid's or Hulk?
Hagrid's definitely. Here's my list. Number 3, Rip Ride Rocket. Number 2, Hulk, and then number 1, Hagrid. I think Hulk is really underrated compared to Rip Ride Rocket. I mean, it's
yeah.
Like, not enough people talk about it, and it's actually a really good ride. Just don't tell that to any of my enthusiast friends because they all think it's trash and they harass me for it, and I'm sick of it.
So I have like a few really strange coaster opinions, and I'll probably do a video on it sometime soon on my channel. But
like Hakuge's number 1.
Hakuge is the world's best coaster. A bunch of people agree with me that like Edgenica is really good and that it's my number 2 on Earth. OCT Thrust is my number 3, and also like a few coasters aren't in my top 15. Like Fury 325, I think that coaster is extremely overrated. Doesn't look that great.
You know what? You know what the most underrated coaster at Carowinds looks like?
What?
Intimidator. Like Fury gets all the hype and love, and like Intimidator just sits in the back of the park, like almost neglected.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to sound like that guy or anything, but I'm not gonna be surprised if Vortex ends up being my favorite coaster there. It looks so awesome. Like it's intense.
Wait, Vortex? That's the what? Vortex is
the stand up.
Vortex is like the worst B&M out there. How do you think that's the best at what?
Hold on. Allow me to speak.
Hold on, let me send you a...
Afterburn, Copperhead Strike, and Vortex all look to be some of the best rides there. Like, those would probably be top 3, and then number 4, like, it could be Fury or Intimidator or Carolina Cyclone. Looks awesome.
Hold on, I'm gonna send a meme to you.
I love Aero Loopers, and Carolina Cyclone looks crazy. Like, not crazy, but just looks good. Like, good airtime in the back. Good inversions. Pretty smooth ride experience, but like that good aero charm. What did you just send me?
Just
Ding dong, no, that's not true, okay? My opinion is factually correct.
To you, of course. You know, it's
well,
just
no,
a joke,
here's the
right?
thing. Here's my thing. Fury, it has a few good airtime pops, and that's about it. And good
the layout just looks so intense. No, like, I think...
Where are you getting intense from?
Okay, look, I think Giga Coasters like that, you just, like, you always expect one thing from an element. This is why Millennium Force gets all the hate. It has, like,
Millennium Force is awesome. I've never understood why people hate it.
Like, Millennium Force, people just bash on it because, like, oh, no airtime.
It actually has really good airtime. Like a jet
no airtime, forceless. Look, it wasn't meant to have airtime, or it was just meant to give a smooth, fun ride that everyone can enjoy. That's all it wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. And then, like, the worst part of Millennium Force being overhated is that, like, just because a few enthusiasts, like Coaster Studios, what's that one guy? I'm drawing a blank, but like Coaster Studios, he thinks
Frenzy?
No. I'm just drawing a blank, but like whenever Coaster Studios has an opinion, everybody thinks it's the only like good opinion. Like that's why everybody thinks LaRonde is trash.
People like praise Taylor and like say, "Oh, you're my idol," and everything, but like deep down, he's just a normal enthusiast like all of us.
Yeah, but like when everybody hears his opinions, like they just immediately think that that's true. Like that's why everybody thinks that LaRonde sucks.
Yeah. I mean, LaRonde, it
doesn't look that bad. Like for a Six Flags park, it doesn't look that bad.
Like I think he just went on a bad day because like the GP can't always be like that every day, right? Like you're always gonna have a different GP. And I think he just went on a bad day, and that's why it got like extra hate. Like LaRonde, okay, yeah, it kind of looks mediocre, like in terms of ride collection. But like once you take out if you go into the park like on a really good day, or like on like when like the staff are feeling upbeat, or like the GP are not being obnoxious, I think you could have like I think you could have a really good time there. Like
yeah.
I'm excited to see what Airtime Thrills thinks of the place.
Well, yeah, because like he says everything as it is, and he doesn't like make it sound bad. So like if he enjoys it, he'll
and also Taylor's review of Rip Ride Rocket is where all the Rip Ride Rocket hate came from.
Yeah,
like Rip Ride Rocket. Here are some reasons to love it. It has crazy ejector. The mid courses hardly slow you down, and they play some really good music on the ride.
I wish that more rides had on-ride audio.
I agree. Like Cedar Fair has done nothing with on-ride audio. This is why I want them to get some. Like imagine someone imagine one on like Millennium Force like playing the and then when you like drop it goes like the or like the there. That'd be fun.
Yeah. So, do you have any more topics? Because I don't think I do.
Well, I'm thinking. I think we could do something like how, like what could be if what could be Magic Mountain's like official 20th. I mean, we have like wait, does it have 18 or 19?
They have 19.
Okay, so fine.
Racers has two, like they've only ever had 19 operating at once since Green Lantern closed before West Coast Racers opened.
Oh yeah. Here's my new idea. So, I love theming. So fun fact, I love theming. That's why I love Universal and Disney Park so much.
Yeah, like I love both Universal and Disney Park since I've gotten a pretty good feel since I've been to all Universal and all Disney parks in America, and I've been to Disney Paris, so I've gotten like a good feel. I love Disney parks and Universal. They're like both.
Yeah. Also, about you putting Incredicoaster at like top 15 in the world, I don't see that. I mean, like Incredicoaster, I think the only thing that could make it be a top 100 coaster is probably just Violet breaking the fourth wall in the pre-show, and that's about it.
Yeah. Do you want to hear some of my top 15 on Earth real fast? Would you like to hear some of it?
What? Yeah, sure. Yeah. But
okay. Here are a few of the most unpopular of them. Hold up. Yeah, here are some of the most unpopular of them. Hakuge is number 1. Most people disagree with that. Hagrid's is number 5.
Okay, I've written Hagrid's.
Yeah, Incredicoaster is top 15. Actually, I did not know that. Incredicoaster is 14.
No.
Well, Starry Sky Ripper. That is at number 15.
Starry Sky Ripper. It actually has a really cool fly to lie. I wish more B&M Flyers had fly to lie elements because I feel like they would work really well on B&M Flyers. That's why I want the Cedar Point B&M Flyer. Anyways, back to theming. So for Orion at Kings Island, its theming is like escaping like air. It doesn't have like a clear theme, but like escape. I think it's like escaping Area 72 from this like meteor.
Orion is you escaping the meteor storm.
Yeah, that's gonna like destroy Earth. And like Kings Island, if you themed it to Corona destroying Earth, that would be way more accurate because we're all gonna die from Corona. You know.
I know.
So rip amusement parks. But like I love like to see what the station looks like in like Q Line. So I'm expecting you go into the
pre-show building.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a pre-show in it.
So you'd go under the Orion sign that would say like entrance, fast lane, plus maybe a single rider, you know. It would have all the lanes for that. The main queue would have like, it would just go through some switchbacks and like have some like sprinkled throughout the queue, maybe some like scientific decorations and all. And then you'd see like this lab, and then you go into the lab. They would like have the pre-show where they would like explain the whole backstory of Orion. And it would be, you know how like Apocalypse at Magic Mountain, its pre-show has like 3 separate rooms.
Apocalypse have a pre-show?
Yeah, Apocalypse has a pre-show. Yeah. It actually had a pre-show when it opened as Terminator Salvation. That's why it still has a pre-show today. Do you know that it originally opened as Terminator Salvation, the ride? It actually had onboard audio and all that. And all I could make out from the onboard audio was just from POVs. It was just here they come, boom, 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 and then the rest is like
so awesome.
Yeah, so legit. Six Flags soundtracks are weird. Like, remember Bizarro once actually played a bunch of random movie quotes.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I think the only X2 soundtrack. I mean, the only Six Flags soundtrack that's actually made sense is X2's.
Doesn't that play Sandman and a bunch of like Metallica stuff?
Yeah, it only plays one Metallica song. Yeah, it just plays like Harry Connick Jr., Metallica, and Beastie Boys. And then yeah, they played a bunch of movie quotes on the Bizarro coasters, but anyways, back to Orion. Yeah, Apocalypse has 3 pre-show rooms, and so I'm thinking like Orion would have 3 different rooms. One would be like the experiment lab, where they'd have like this giant billboard, like this giant like science screen or something like that.
Yeah.
Then after that, where they like where they like explain what's about to happen, and then you'd hear an alarm go off, and this like flashing alarm, and then you go into the second pre-show showroom, which is the emergency bunker, and they would like figure out what's, and then they would like show a sequence of like the meteors coming toward Earth, and
Yeah.
then like them trying to like locate where they're gonna hit, and it says like looks like they're hitting right near Mason, Ohio, near Kings Island, which means this is a deadly spot. You guys have to get out of here. We'll brief you more on where you're going to escape. Then the final pre-show is going to be like where you'll escape to, and then the safety instructions, and you're going to go up the stairs and then lead into the station.
That'd
be super cool.
That would be.
So that's the theming for Orion. You think it's just gonna have like typical Cedar Fair theming, right?
Yeah, I think it's gonna have like a little bit next level Cedar Fair theming.
Yeah, like Mystic Timbers, it did well, like lift the shed, you know.
Yeah, and like Copperhead Strike.
Yeah, Copperhead Strike did really well too.
Yeah.
So, what other Cedar Fair rides do you think could get like well done theming?
I honestly don't know.
I think Knott's is definitely more focused on theming.
Yeah, like that's like a family park with like good theming and everything. Yeah.
Because like Hangtime actually has its own safety video, like safety precautions video.
It does?
Yeah, it does.
Dang.
Unfortunately, it's not narrated by you.
Lamau.
I could see like the next Knott's is building a dark ride, right?
I don't know, but actually, it's like teddy bear themed, I think.
Yeah, it's like this like bear family returning to the fair.
Yeah, like Knott's, like returning to the bears.
It seems like a lot of parks are like building new dark rides this year. Like, because like Kennywood is retheming Garfield to Old Mill again.
Mm-hmm.
And Garfield was honestly like, it looked pretty weird because like the whole like the thing just started with like a Mountain Dew can, and I'm like, oh boy, this is gonna get weird when I watch the POV.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Cedar Fair could definitely do like more of theming in terms of like things. And so what coaster do you think could like get? What coaster do you think could get like onboard audio in a Cedar Fair park for the?
I think Orion could use it.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe just audio on the lift hill, because like you're traveling at like over 90 miles per hour, and I don't think you'll be able to hear like some speakers playing just a soundtrack at like 90 miles per hour or something like that.
Yeah.
Unless they turn it up loud enough. I think onboard audio would work better for like Flight of Fear.
Oh yeah. Flight of Fear could work.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see what they do for Orion. And do you got any other topics, or should we just wrap this up?
I do not. You're about done.
All right, cool. So that's. Oh, I'm sorry for that. So I think that's going to wrap up the podcast for today. And if you liked it, be sure to give it a like, comment below, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell icon so you won't miss any new content. And subscribe to Hangtime Thrills as well.
Yes.
And so until next time, thrill seekers, peace out. And another message: if you don't subscribe, Banana Goose will tear down your favorite coaster. So you don't want him to tear down your favorite coaster. Don't tear down Iron Gwazi. It's still under construction, dude. You wouldn't want that to go down. Unless you're Zadra. Right. But considering what happened to Zadra, I wouldn't be surprised if it did do that.
Yeah. So see ya.
All right. See ya.